What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the notification gang, hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, the channel donation, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, yesterday, HBO Boxing, awesome triple header with the super flyweight division, the best of the best in that division. Headlined by the main event. Rungvisai tried to prove, which he did do, that his win over Roman Chocolatito in March, which I covered that fight live as medium, it was on the Golovkin-Jacobs card. He was trying to prove that it wasn't a fluke, and he did that because he emphatically knocked out, as you see in this screen cap, Roman Chocolatito, who later did an interview and admitted that he was badly, very seriously hurt. So the stoppage was proper. It was just overall a good card. I want to wish Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez a speedy recovery. I heard he was released from the hospital. They have, it's mandatory just to make sure, in California, Nevada, really all the athletic commissions, they got to take a look at you, make sure everything's on the up and up. But I heard he was already been released, and and just enjoy this time with family and friends, things like that. But I had to talk about something, and we do this on the channel where we don't shy away from these issues. But I had a thought, and I posted this a little while ago, and I thought it was funny. It's really more so how the media portrays things. So I'm going to read it to you guys. And I said on Twitter, Adrien Broner moves up 4 weight divisions and loses decisions. Never been stopped, and y'all dog him. Chocolatito moves up 4 divisions, which are separated by 3 pounds, and I'm hearing excuses. So what I mean by that is this, before I get to the caption. What I'm talking about is Adrien Broner, he moves up 4 divisions. Well, actually, we'll start with Chocolatito. Chocolatito, he moved up to 115, fought Rungvisai. Well, he fought Quadras, lifted his title, became WBC champion. And then he fought Rungvisai, a guy Quadras had beaten for the WBC title, right? And Rungvisai beats him. A bit controversial to some. A lot of people had Chocolatito winning. Some people had Rungvisai winning. And this was supposed to be the end-all, be-all, set the record straight to prove what happened. The WBC wanted an immediate rematch. Chocolatito wanted an immediate rematch. And it just happened last night on HBO. And Chocolatito, he didn't really do good. I mean, obviously he did better in the first because he made it the full distance, but I had him losing. You guys go check my Twitter. I was tweeting in real time. I was like, so far I have it 3-0. You know what I mean? So pretty much Rungvisai, he skunked him. Now a lot of people are like shocked by this. I'm not really shocked by this, but I've noticed some excuse making, and the excuse is that, oh, Chocolatito moved up to this 4th weight class and everybody's just too big. These guys are just too big, too strong. But to me, I'm going to explain why that's an excuse. And we're going to talk about it. And I thought of Broner when I was thinking of this. And I said in my caption, I find it funny Adrien Broner moves up 4 weight classes, has 3 losses. 2 of the 3 opponents were against bigger men. That's Marcos Maidana and Sean Porter, and he just recently lost at 140 against a smaller guy moving up, and that was Mikey Garcia, who's also a top talent, right? But 2 of the 3 were naturally bigger, and Maidana had way more fights at 147. Soto Caras, Jesus, he fought Devin Alexander, Jesus Soto Caras, Josecito Lopez. He had a fight in Argentina, you know what I mean? So he had more experience at 147. Broner was on his 2nd fight when he fought Maidana. Sean Porter, he's been fighting at 47. They fought at a catchweight, but Porter and the amateurs fought at like 165, right? So correct me when I'm wrong. I said AB has never been stopped, and y'all dog Broner. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez also moves up 4 weight divisions, loses to the same guy twice, back-to-back, and he gets stopped in the 4th round after losing every round, and y'all now make excuses even though HBO told us he was pound for pound #1, right? Keep in mind, Chocolatito is in the little weight classes where a move up is only 3 pounds versus Broner, who moved from 135 straight away to the welterweight division, which is 147, aka 12 pounds, right? In one fell swoop in one shot, and he beat then champion Paulie Malignaggi. Next, he lost to Marcos Maidana, who hurt him and knocked him down twice, but Broner stayed in there, bit down, and actually finished the fight. That's a fact. Winning late rounds and hurting Chino Maidana. That's also a fact if you watch it. Chino Maidana warned Mikey, like, man, this dude's strong. And Broner lost most rounds to Sean Porter, but he was able to drop him. The only person to do this as a pro, something Kell Brook nor Keith Thurman did to Sean Porter in the 12th round. Sean Porter got knocked down by Broner. Yet for Chocolatito, I'm hearing these guys are just too big, they're too strong. Well, it's about skill and ability, and when you move up, you will undoubtedly face guys who may be physically bigger or stronger. You think Broner fighting Maidana in his second fight at welterweight that he didn't have to deal with an extremely strong fighter who was awkward. Not to mention, I think Maidana has a better resume overall than Sor Rungvisai, and he has a harder style to beat per division. That's my opinion. I thought he had a better jab since he teamed up with Robert Garcia, and he's just awkward. You know what I mean? A lot of those guys from Argentina are strong, and they have these awkward punches, right? And he has a better jab than Rungvisai. Roman Gonzalez moves up 3 pounds, and Carlos Cuadras had his eyes busted up and his face swollen. Rungvisai beat him, comes back and stops him in the rematch in 4 rounds. Like I said, guys like Broner or Miguel Cotto, who ESPN ranked Roman Gonzalez higher than Cotto last year on their best 25 boxers in the last 25 years list. They both, all 3 of them moved up 4 weight classes in their careers. And the difference is when Cotto and Broner did it, their weight classes weren't separated by 3 pounds like Roman Chocolatito, where 112 is a division, 115 is a division, 118, etc. You know what I mean? And Cotto nor Broner have been stopped in that 4th division. Canelo didn't stop Cotto. You didn't get Daniel Gill didn't stop him. Sergio Martinez definitely didn't stop him, right? And that was Cotto's 4th weight division. You know what I mean? Up 155 and up. So I said that's very interesting, right? Do you understand? And this is what I tell you. It's not, I told you guys from January, and I'm going to keep saying this. This is not going to be a good year for a lot of y'all, right? Because y'all don't want to tell the truth. Tell the truth. And that's what it is. And do you understand? I put this whole thing, and my thing is, I have an opinion, but I want to open up the floor. I want to see what people say, how they respond. And do you understand that people have things to say, and they never, when you jam them up, they know so little about boxing where they can't even intelligently rebuttal. They have to change the subject. They have to say something stupid. They have to name call, anything like that. So we'll look at some of the comments. Gary says, simple, Broner is an unlikable cunt. What does that have to do with anything that I said? I don't care if you like Broner as a person. I'm talking about everybody saying Chocolatito, oh, those guys were just too strong. But yet again, I just gave you 2 examples of 2 other fighters who in their career, and Broner, in case you didn't know, is younger than Chocolatito. And he moved up 4 weight divisions. Chocolatito's 30, and Broner, he's probably 28, maybe 29, but he's younger, right? He moved up 4, he never got stopped, right? Cotto wasn't stopped in those higher divisions. He got stopped by Pacquiao and Margarito, who pretty much cheated to beat him. That's what most people believe, right? And then the guy, someone said, facts, bro, big bro. You know what they call black fighters, quote unquote, unlikable, too cocky, right? You motherfucking NIGGERS always pull the race card. Fuck you guys. Gotta come up with a new gig. You see how stupid people sound? This is the word you use. Use the N word, which I'm not gonna say because I'm not gonna take away my ability to monetize my video, right? But you just said an actual racist term, but you didn't rebuttal it. Crazy. You see what I'm saying? And this is what I'm telling you. New media is destroying you guys. And you know you can't do nothing about it. And you know you can't, there's no answer. You have no answer for it. Right? But let's continue. And the guy said he's an unlikable cunt. I said, what does unlikable have to do with fighting and skills? So you refuse to give someone credit for fighting in the ring based on their personality? And I said, you're a moron. Someone said, I'm tired of HBO. Look, isn't Broner in jail right now? What does that have to do with this post about weight? We're talking about 4 divisions. We're talking about how much pound-wise Broner moved up. Cotto, Chocolatito. Isn't Broner in jail? What does that have to do with anything? Vegas, go check TMZ. I already heard about that. Actually, the person who recorded it DM'd me and tried to sell me the tape before TMZ. But, you know what I mean? I was like, you can just sell it to TMZ. You know what I mean? I'm not going to buy no tape. And I'm glad I didn't, because the quality wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't no HD quality. So, you know what I mean? Let's let TMZ have that. Right? Look, this is crazy, man. Nitty says, you reaching on this one, bro. Right? And I responded to him. Explain. Talk boxing, not bullshit. What was a lie, quote unquote, bro? Right? And we'll find his response. I'm telling you. He says, I don't talk bullshit, bro. I just feel like it's 2 totally different situations, honestly. I don't really think Broner beat Paulie. And I agree with you most of the time, bruh. I ain't a troll. I know the sport, right? See what I'm up against? This shit is easy. This is easy work for me. And I said, okay, so stop stalling. Answer. What makes it a different situation? Question mark. How? Question mark. Why? Question mark. What have I said in this post that was not factual? Explain. I don't want to hear any other response other than why the situations are quote unquote different as you say. Right? Do you think he answered? He responds right here. And he says, ain't no stalling, bruh. What's the point in that? You trying to relate the two for what? Cause some distraught fan was butthurt about the loss? Once again, does this sound like an answer? New media. You guys are getting destroyed. And I said, okay, I'm done. You stalling. I asked you to answer the question and you refuse. Checkmate. Have a good day. And he responds, LOL, nerd. Right? Someone else said racism, bro. I'm telling you, this stuff is too easy. Again, stop with the excuses. After every fight, there's some excuse. There's some excuse on, oh, Kovalev got low blowed. Oh, Mayweather was almost knocked out in round 9, but the ref. Chocolatito, HBO says he was #1 pound for pound, right? ESPN just last year, said he was the top 25 in the last 25 years. Do you understand how long this sport? 25 years? He said he's the, and they ranked him above Miguel Cotto. So again, like I said back then, and like I'm saying now, Miguel Cotto is a guaranteed Hall of Famer, right? He just beat Kamagai, who looked way bigger than him. He just beat him like it was nothing. You know what I mean? Off of a 2-year layoff. Cotto moved up 4 weight divisions. The only Puerto Rican, except for I think Amanda Serrano, maybe beat that, but she's a female. But as far as male boxers, which, I mean, no offense to the ladies that scrap, but the male talent pool is much different. If you think of all the people Cotto had to face, his resume is deep. Cotto got a deep ass resume, one of the deepest in active boxing right now. You know what I'm saying? Fought Shane Mosley, Shane Mosley, Floyd, Pacquiao, Margarito twice, Canelo, Zab Judah, Sergio Martinez, right? The list goes on and on. You're reforming all these people. So, Paulie Malignaggi, Randall Bailey. So, again, my point is this. Cotto moved up 4 weight divisions, and he hasn't been stopped in that fourth division. But ESPN ranked Chocolatito top 25 in the last 25, and they had him over Cotto. You see, that's what I told you back then. And you see how certain people have to change their narrative, and it's cold-blooded too. I told you guys, let these fighters just develop and go their own path. But when you start putting them on #1 pound for pound, you put an unfair pressure on it, because now that's what the fans can hold you to. You know what I mean? ESPN, you said he's better than Cotto, but then he just got knocked out. Cotto got knocked out really probably by one person, because Margarito, that's an asterisk by it, because a lot of people believe he cheated with that fight, right? You see how Cotto was leaking? So, you know what I mean? Pacquiao is the guy that knocked him out in the 11th round, right? And that was like a prime Pacquiao. And Pacquiao's resume when he fought Cotto was way deeper than Rungvisai's. You guys get what I'm saying? So again, is everybody just look at the comments in here. Like, people are like, they said I disagree with this, and then I ask them, and then they don't respond. Where are you? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. But I told you. New media is killing you, boys. People are like, oh, I disagree. What have you disagreed with? What did I say that was not true in here? Broner did move up 4 weight classes. He is younger than Chocolatito, right? And then, like I said, like Nitty, like your boy Nitty, when you jam them up, they don't have an answer. They can't explain it to you. So again, stop with the excuses, the piddly excuses. Just because Chocolatito moved up 3 pounds and is in a 4th weight class, because the lower weight divisions are only separated by those few pounds, that doesn't mean you have to get stopped. You know what I mean? Because in my honest opinion, Marcos Maidana is a better version of a Rungvisai. Meaning, they do some of the things that they both have an I don't give a fuck attitude. They both have power, right? They're both rugged and tough. But Maidana had a better resume. When Maidana fought Broner, he had already knocked out Jesus Soto Caras, Josecito Lopez. He had fought and beat Eric Morales and messed up his eye. He had beat a prime Victor Ortiz, right? He had experience in his loss to Devin Alexander, Kotelnik. He had fought Matisse a bunch of times in the amateurs. So to me, Maidana's a better version of Rungvisai stylistically. You know what I mean? I think Maidana is harder to beat. Like, let's say Floyd Mayweather. Let's say Rungvisai was at welterweight. I think Floyd would have an easier time with Rungvisai than he would with Maidana. Do you guys get what I'm saying? If hypothetically we could put Rungvisai in a welterweight body. So the same style, the same level of power on the power meter. If Floyd faced Rungvisai, he would have less issue with Rungvisai than even a Maidana, because Maidana was all those same things. Plus he improved his jab with Robert Garcia, and he was more awkward. You know what I mean? So you guys got to stop with the excuses. If you say Chocolatito was pound for pound #1, like a lot of people were saying, HBO and ESPN, then you shouldn't be moving up 3 pounds and losing, and then on top of that getting destroyed. And then on top of that, your first fight in the division with Carlos Cuadras, your eyes were looking like real warped. Like, you know what I mean? Your eyes were swollen shut. You know what I mean? So it's like every fight he took in that 4th division, he didn't really, I would say he didn't look sensational. You know what I mean? Cotto, you can't even say that with him, right? You can't say that with Broner. Broner didn't get stopped by Maidana, right? Even though he was hurt and all that, he didn't get stopped in 4 rounds. He didn't get stopped in 4 rounds by Sean Porter. He beat Paulie Malignaggi, right? Cotto, he has wins. He didn't just lose to Canelo and that's it. He knocked out Sergio Martinez, who was the reigning lineal champion. So you guys got to stop with the excuses. And again, nobody's intelligently breaking this down, what I'm saying. And I'm gonna recap this. I'm not saying Broner, I'm not comparing Broner style-wise or who you like as a personality. I'm talking about Broner moved up 4 weight classes. Fact. Chocolatito moved through 4 weight divisions. Fact. But Chocolatito in the lighter divisions, his weight classes are separated by fewer pounds. Broner moved from 35 to 47, and people rag on Broner, right? They rag on Broner and say all this and that, yet Chocolatito, by HBO standards and ESPN standards, they were saying he was number 1 pound for pound. So why is he getting stopped? Broner didn't get stopped by MAIDANA or Porter, right? Or Mikey Garcia at 140. He didn't get stopped ever, right? He bit down. So if we're talking pound for pound, and HBO was saying he was number 1 just last year, that's not making sense. How is the pound for pound? That means when you move up your style, you would beat the other people in the division based on your style. Like if Floyd Mayweather had all the same attributes and he fought at light heavyweight with his same style, same level of power for light heavyweight, then Floyd would probably beat those guys, right? Same thing with Andre Ward. Andre Ward's he didn't get stopped by Kovalev. He got knocked down, but Chocolatito in 2 fights with Rungvisai got knocked down 3 times and he got stopped. So once again, we're talking pound for pound. So Broner, nobody was really even saying he was pound for pound number 1, but they were saying that about Chocolatito, and he moved up 4 weight classes. He's younger than Chocolatito, and he's not getting stopped. You know what I'm saying? And the only person that knocked him down in his 3 losses was MAIDANA. So you guys, it's not making sense to me. And again, Broner moving up, his weight classes are separated by more pounds, right? And they're more stacked divisions. A lot of people, you see, you guys just went off of what HBO told you. You know what I mean? You didn't really know. Like, okay, aside from Rungvisai 1 and 2 and Carlos Cuadras, name 3 Roman Chocolatito past opponents. Brian Valoria, that's 1. Now name 2 more. Most people would struggle with that because, again, even though Chocolatito, I'm not trying to lessen his accomplishments, but you have to look at who's in the division, right? Who's in the division? Who did you beat? I think that's one of the earliest things that I learned from watching Roger Mayweather. He said who he beat. Okay, then. Like, who he beat. Like, you know what I mean? Who were in those light divisions. And the truth is, most of you guys would not be able to name multiple people other than those people I just said. Rungvisai, Cuadras, and Brian Valoria. You wouldn't be able to because you don't really know who's in those lighter divisions. So you let the networks gas you up. But again, explain this to me. How is he number 1 even last year? But then he moves up and he has his hands full with Cuadras. Like totally face looks bad. Broner's face didn't look like that after MAIDANA, like Chocolatito after Cuadras. His face didn't look like that after Mikey Garcia. I talked to him. I'd seen him after the fight, right? His face didn't look like that after Porter. Plus, he knocked Porter down in the 12th round. You know what I'm saying? He hurt MAIDANA late. So, new media, man. We just putting a hurting on these boys. You guys got to make it make sense. And shout out to Devin Alexander. He actually tweeted this, and he's on the same tip. He knows what's up. He said HBO know they disrespecting other fighters by showing their favoritism. Now here's a guy, he's talking about Rungvisai, who is a champion, but they're treating him like he's an opponent. That's why Chocolatito got knocked out. They jinxed this man with their hype machine. See, another fighter. They see it. And that's what I'm saying with this whole pound for pound. And you guys got to look at it. You guys can get mad at me all you want, but at the end, when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, you'll see who's left with credibility and whose credibility is looking shot. I always maintain that Chocolatito is a good fighter, but I didn't put him number 1 pound for pound, just like I don't put Vasil Lomachenko number 1 pound for pound. To me, you have to do different things. You have to do it for a longer time. You don't just, how are you not even on the pound for pound list, and then Floyd Mayweather retires and then all of a sudden you're just number 1. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? A list is just like a mandatory list. If you're an IBF and you're ranked number 5, and then the number 1 ranked person is injured, so he can't compete, You don't just automatically become number 1 from number 5 unless you fight somebody, and then now your ranking jumps up. It's like more of a gradual thing where you have to fight the right opposition. And that's what's happening with HBO especially. They keep trying to force feed you these fighters and telling you, oh, they're this right now. But again, why doesn't Broner get that same love? You know what I mean? And then again, you look at the comment, oh, because Broner's a cunt. He's an asshole. What does that have to do with anything? We're talking about fighting. We're not talking about his personal life or how many times he got arrested. Crazy. New media. Checkmate.